Okay, let's start with a quick overview across the whole of the Power BI service. I'm going to connect to some data, put it into a report, publish that up to Power BI and view it in the web. I'm going to start here in the Power BI desktop. And on this Getting Started screen, click Get Data to begin. I've got a really simple data set that so I'm going to use that. Here's my financial sample, and I'm going to open this. The Power BI desktop will connect to the Excel sheet and show us the data that's within that. I've got a table that was marked in my Excel sheet called Financials, and it just shows some sales that we made, the different segments, countries, products that were made, etc., etc. That's the one I want to load, and I'll click Load at the bottom. Power BI desktop is now going to connect to the Excel spreadsheet, redoing all those rows of data, and I can see it appear on the right-hand side in this fields list. I can see here are all of the columns that were brought in from my Excel spreadsheet. And if I want to start building some visualizations and some charts based on that, all I need to do is grab the field that I'm interested in and drag it over onto the canvas. Now, by default, for these textual fields, I'll get a table. And if I want to add some numeric information to that, I can just drag and drop that on top as well. Now, in the interest of this recording, we've got the screen size set up so that it's easier for you to read, so I may need to zoom in occasionally, just to make sure that it's easy for you to see everything that's on this report. You can see we've automatically aggregated all of the data from that Excel table based on each of the different products that were within that. If I wanted to build some charts instead, well, I can either pick a numeric field and drag that over, and if I want to control the type of chart, I've got space to do that up here. So maybe let's use a bar chart in this case and look at this by segment. So I can see that we were doing most of our sales into the government segment and then into small business. Finally, I'm going to use our country field and drag this over. And you'll see that because we've got some geographic data here, Power BI understands that and decides to plot it on a map for us. So that's a really simple report, and I'm happy with this. I'm going to save this now and just give it a simple name. And the next thing I'm going to do is publish this up to the Power BI service. I've got an option here to publish, and I'll need to sign in. I'll type in my username and password again. And this report will get sent up to the Power BI service. I can click here to actually open it up in the Power BI site. And I'll get taken to exactly the same report. So I can see the data's been transferred up there, as well as the visualizations. If I want to start creating some dashboards, I can do that over here. I'll come to Dashboards, hit New, and give it a name. And now from my report, I can start adding these visualizations to the dashboard as well. I'll click this pin icon and choose the dashboard that I want to add it to. I'm going to do the same thing for the map. And now when I go back to the dashboard, there are those visuals as well. And I can come back here and add more visualizations from different data sources or from different data sets that I publish. And I can even start doing things like sharing this dashboard with other people around my organization. And we'll cover that in other parts of the course. But for now, that's a quick overview.